It's easy how the whole thing started. An absolute piece of cake. You want to take control of your life. You want to do something and create something rather than watch everybody else have some reason why something can't happen. I grew up in Huntsville, Ontario. What are you going to do there? Hockey stick, lacrosse stick, want to play hockey, get better at figure skating, get better, learn how to skate, but get better at something. So I got into figure skating, just do that. Did it in the Coles Notes till I was 16, became second in Canada in junior, which is okay, you know. Did it mostly on luck, I wasn't that good, you know, I was okay. And very simply, I quit skating at 16, never thought I'd skate again. Had no intentions of doing any of this thing. Told my dad, don't invest another penny in me, I'm done. I have no confidence and we can't afford it. You know, and my dad died suddenly at 19, when I was 19. I have a younger brother, 16, and a sister, 11. And my mother doesn't drive a car. That's not good. So my dad's wish was kind of, what if Doug will tell him to take another shot at the skating business. Tell him to put the thing back on and let's see. And 19, I made a decision. I'm going to either, I'll be back to 1973, I'm going to be back to quitting skating again, or do something to make a difference and take responsibility for my own life. And that's where we started in Aurelia. We thought was a nice hub or zone. Huntsville, Bracebridge, Penetang, Midland, Barrie, Thornbury, Collingwood. Everything could attach, even, you know, going to the Keswick zone. And I think we thought, well, that could be a premium spot to develop. And that's how the whole thing got started. On top of that, taking your hats off and going, you know, we have to do a lot of going out and finding what's there, not just wait for it to come. That's where you found, wow, in Midland, Penetang, Brian Orson. Look who's in Elbow, Michelle Simpson. Look who's in Huntsville in here, Robert Tetley. And here's Elvis, only down living in Newmarket, Brian Hill, Richmond Hill. Well, every stone I looked under, there was talent. It was right in front of us, right here, and all we had to do was grow our own deal. So we wrapped our arms around what we do, participated in our own life, and got going. And that's how the whole thing started. And fortunately, with our all be made of the same kind of cloth, we're able to pull together with that excitement, passion, enthusiasm, charisma, driven by each other, a motivation to let's see what we can do. The Elvises, the Brian Orsers, Jeff Buttle, Takeshi Hondas, the Stephen Cousins, the Josie Swinards, the Jennifer Robinsons, and the list goes on, that we were able to have quite a run.
I first started skating at the age of 2. Grew up in a small town, Kapuskasing, Ontario, way up north, and came here in the summer of 1990. Did the summer schools here because we didn't have any ice where I grew up, and from then on I was here every summer until I moved finally at the age of, I think it was 13, starting high school. For me it was a pinnacle for me to be able to come here and train with the best skaters in the world. It was very well known, not only to be such a skating hub, but for men. And you know, growing up in Northern Ontario, there weren't many of us in figure skating. So it was a great opportunity for me to come and just really have that inspiration and see my idols actually skating live. At that time, Elvis Stojko was obviously the big name. Brian Orser had just retired from competing, but there were skaters like Jeff Langdon, and really a lot of skaters for me to look up to see jumps that I had never seen in person. And I was so inspired to come here to see those elements in person, as it really helps you develop as a skater, because to see it, you realize that it's possible to be done. It's not something that you're watching on TV. It's something that you can really identify with. So not only are the better skaters inspiring you, but also the skaters of your level. There are other skaters of your level, which is great as a man, to be able to motivate each other and compete with one another. there's so many things that come flooding, so that's a very emotional moment to stand on the podium at the Olympics. And I was very fortunate. At a young age, I started working with my coach here, Lee Barkell. I was 7 or 8 years old when I started with him, and at the Olympics I was 23 years old, and I was with him all the way through. So I think, I was very fortunate to have a good relationship with him, and a lot of skaters jump all over the place when it comes to coaching, and I had that stable relationship with Lee. It's my home, I grew up here, and I managed to get all of my triples and a quad here, so I owe it to the school.
The thing about choreography is it's always ongoing. It's never the same from the beginning to the end. It normally takes a couple weeks to figure out basically what you want. It's maybe 2 months before you get something definite, and then it's the whole editing process and fine-tuning it into a 3-minute. You'll have two 6-minute songs, and then you have to condense it into 3 minutes because you have to have 2 different types of rhythms in it, and know that there are specific places musically where elements will go, because basically you're trying to highlight elements for them. And so I'd say all in all it's about 4 months total where it's created, and then changes are made, and then it's ready to go and start training. Sometimes you have to kind of stretch your limits for them. It's easy to get comfortable in what they're good at, and you think, okay, well, if they're going to grow as a performer, as an athlete, you need to push them to do something different sometimes. That's where off-ice dance coaching comes in as well. Our ballroom teachers, our modern dance teachers, because you're doing something new, so it helps if they can train that off-ice and get a feel for it, and then you just create a package that's new and exciting and different and grows them as a performer.
Some of the things we work on off and on ice are bringing in the characteristics of the ballroom and Latin dancing, and it really does play a big role because we're working on our posturing, framing, musicality, partnering, so it definitely plays a big role. I have a chance to watch the team's programs exactly the way they need to be. That way we can take a look and see how we can fix and improve all of the stuff we've been working on off ice, on here, on ice. So they've got a foxtrot going on, we'll do a foxtrot, a tango, a waltz, a cha-cha, a rumba. We'll bring in some of the rhythm, music, and all of that. Now, some of the dancing off ice is not exactly the same as on ice, so we really do what we can to make it look like ballroom dancing on ice.
It helps a lot with our dance, and especially our pattern dances.
Oh yeah, and just like standing up, like, teenager slouch, just get that going.
Like when we're practicing, like keeping our legs straight and stuff like that, we do it on the ice too.
And the position will help, because if we're in a hold, like waltz hold that's the most common waltz hold for ballroom.
It's very related. Like we can apply a lot of things we learn in our dance classes to the things we do on the ice, whether it's arms or posture, anything like that.
Dance helps your push. So the way you push on the ice, the tendu like finish that you need when you're just doing any type of push. This is like ballroom and ballet just on skates. So that's why we do off-ice dance classes.
Yeah, our trainers are really good. They really try their best to teach us things that we can apply on the ice, which is really good. So we mostly work on just like strength in general, and we also do a lot of stretching too. So we work on core, legs, upper body strength, all the things that we need to help stay stable and strong on the ice.
since I've had surgery, like there were some really hard moments in the gym where it's like, I don't feel as strong as I once was. And that's like, as an athlete, that's a terrible feeling. Definitely there's like day-to-day like training injuries. I think that's normal for everyone. You're falling so often, like your body takes quite the beating.
It certainly helps that multiple practitioners within our clinic, including myself, used to skate formerly at Mariposa. So we're quite familiar with the different disciplines and what's required on the day-to-day from an on-ice perspective as well as an off-ice perspective. So that certainly helps aiding in the correct assessment, diagnosis and treatment, as well as trying to prevent injuries from occurring, which is difficult given the intensity of their training regime, but we certainly work with the skaters as well as the coaches in order to achieve that goal.
Definitely a lot of like prehab, rehab that isn't seen in the spotlight. You like fight through it, and I don't know, like it's worth it. Like you love the sport.
A lot of people think that figure skating is easy. It's probably the toughest sport I've ever played. The amount of impact on your body that it causes is brutal. The pain that you have to push yourself through. You can't just say, ow, ow, this hurts today, I might just take the day off. You have to push through it. I tore my groin last September, and I skated through it without really, the pain. It was quite painful, but I kind of just pushed and I pushed and I pushed. The pain was unbearable. I couldn't walk, so we ended up getting that fixed up. I finally feel prepared. I'm not gonna lie, I don't feel as confident or as ready as I usually do because I missed a whole chunk of training. But I'll take it as it comes and do my best, put my best out there. It's all I can ask for, really.
Do you feel what I mean? Like there's that little, okay, I got it set, but it's not too long of a pause.
Like after the bracket?
Yeah. Like you want to have control after the bracket, so you got to hit that, okay, I'm good, and then go. Does that make sense? Okay.
I feel like I keep breaking.
Yeah. Okay, cut your breath.
More or less.
Total score of 128.94. Olivia and Elliot are in first place.
So when Mariposa moved here into this facility late in the 80s, it was right after the Olympics, and we had the school here, and it's just natural. We got teenagers here, they've got to go to school, so we developed a relationship with them, and from that sprang the co-op program.
InterSale's got a high-performance co-op, meaning we cater to high-end athletes. Mariposa being one of them, ranging in all grade levels, grade 9 through grade 12. We come up with topics that cater to their athletic needs and performance and whatnot, and then we localize it to their individual grade levels, so that way they're all on the same task and topic, just the depth of each level. For instance, grade 9, grade 10, and we get deeper and deeper into the topics as they progress in grade level. It's definitely a challenge for them. They have to be on top of their game, both academically, inside the school, outside the school, and on the ice. They have to be organized, and we have to help them try to be organized as best we can, because they put an awful lot of hours into what they do. It's nice to see the progression of the athlete, of the student, both the athlete and the student really, because they are different. But having the students go through our program, and hopefully we have something in there that we've done to help them progress, both on the ice or in life, and they can use that to their advantage in the future.
It's been a good thing. We've had a good working relationship with the school, and we're very fortunate to have that. Can't Skate is, for the association, the National Association, it's a big feeding ground for all the programs that happen after that. Learn to Skate, it's our broadest entry level. That's where our talent is. We've had Olympians, whether they're the Jeff Buttles, the Brian Orsers, Mitchell Islam, Alexandra Paul, Veronique. They all started in Can't Skate. So we have to take care of those kids.
Ed, lift your leg. One more, really big jump. Good. Woo.
We just teach the little ones basics and how to skate, and I think it helps them. I like to give back to my sport. I just like to teach them, and I enjoy skating, and I think it's super fun. So definitely helping them find their likes, and I definitely think that they like skating. And then when they learn something new and they're so happy and excited and, Mom, look what I learned.
March backwards. Take little backward steps. There you go. That's better. Keep going, keep going. Okay, lift. Keep your arms out.
Our biggest area of growth has been hockey. It's becoming a lot more accepted now that if you want to play hockey at a high level, you got to know how to skate. So we've started things like our Edge and Balance program, and that's been wildly successful. We've just started a relationship with Barrie Minor Hockey, where we're going out and basically providing their own skate programs for them, but doing it like the figure skaters do.
It's actually pretty rewarding to see from the standstill. You have to literally teach them to march, tiny steps on the ice. It's really rewarding, it's fun.
Some of the programs that we've got implemented now with Mariposa and the partnership with BMHA to get all the players in the area, trying to get them a better foundation of skating and edges while they're just getting on the ice. To the other end of the spectrum, I have Barry Colts coming out to work today, right up to the captain of that team.
Watch the head again. That's better. Better. You can tell you like that. So remember from last week, we want to hit that H position. That's pretty good.
So me and a couple of the other guys have been coming out to Paul for a couple weeks now. And obviously in the game of hockey, skating's a big aspect, and you watch all these NHL guys and they're all such really good skaters, and we come out here to improve and get better so we can make it to the next level. What you do here, you have to practice all the time, so we come here and then every day at practice with the team, we're always practicing what we've learned here, and he sends us more videos and stuff to go over, so we go over that, and I really do think it ends up turning into something that we do use in games.
Him coming out and doing sessions like this as a captain sets a good example for the rest of the guys. If he's still working on his skating as a captain in the OHL, it certainly sets a good tone for the rest of the team. All the kids I get to work with in a day, they have a reason to be here, and that makes a big difference. These players want to be here, and you can tell, and then it's very enjoyable and rewarding to work with them.
All right, good stuff. Good luck this weekend. We'll see you later.
Paul and Dave are going to be a part of the next chapter. Paul and Dave are going to help with the journey. They've been with me for 25 years. They've watched, and so is everybody else supporting them as well. They're good to go. And I was ready to let go.
When Paul and I came to him and said, what's your exit strategy? What's your succession plan? He was pretty excited because Paul and I have been here for a long time. He just saw it as a way of keeping the school, passing it on, but keeping it in family, and trusted us with the legacy that he has built in this community. So big shoes to fill, and don't know that we're trying to fill his shoes, but we're developing something uniquely our own. Skating's been the infrastructure that's been built here, but the hockey thing is growing, and we have a bunch of new coaches and up-and-coming kids. We've actually just had a team at a national championships, a brand new team, Olivia McIsaac and Elliot Graham, get a silver medal, which was a great coup for a long season, and they were named to the junior world team, so they'll be competing in Sofia, Bulgaria early in March.
I think the future's bright. It'll be interesting to see where it goes. Will it ever reach the heights it used to be? That's really hard to say. We have more diverse skaters coming up, so even though we don't have some of the top end skaters we used to have, we still have, you know, a skater just qualified himself for Olympics. If we stick to our plan of trying to build from the bottom up, those numbers are going to grow because we've done a good job of building our own skaters, starting with a guy like Julian going to the Olympics this year. That's a good start for us.
I'm very lucky to be able to find this place and to see that everyone here accepts me. You know, I would love to see Mariposa, you know, go back to its days where, you know, everybody came back here and all that, and I see that as well now. Like, it's getting back there, you know, and it's just an honor to be able to bring this name Mariposa out there and show that they could produce a skater as well from Malaysia who has, you know, no background in skating and make it to the Olympics. I think everybody, the whole nation is very excited together because it's the first time Malaysia will be at the Winter Olympics. I remember some people been asking, there's such a thing as a Winter Olympics? Because whenever we see Olympics, they think it's just the Summer Games, you know. So I think everybody's excited to see it for the first time, and I think it's going to be a great experience. And I feel like it's an honor to be able to represent Malaysia, and it's one for Mariposa as well.
You know, it's fascinating that in one out of our country, but our city, really included, that out of this school in this place, that we end up with 20 World Olympic medals. That's a lot. We are world renowned. We've got 20 World Olympic medals. You know, there goes the Orsa, the Stoico, the Buddle, the this, you know, the Tuba Karadimir. It's just Stephen Cousins, Takeshi Honda, Daisuke Takahashi, all of those guys. And here comes Julian next. Built in Canada, representing Malaysia. That's pretty cool. We build character people that the depth, because when you are finished skating, who is the person that you built? I told the kids this morning, stand on the ice. There were ones from here, literally from the other end. They said, yeah, we're literally from the other side of the world. We're from Malaysia, and somebody's from Perry Sound, you know, kind of thing. I said, isn't that pretty cool? Some people speak 3-4 languages. Isn't that pretty cool? Isn't that neat, the way somebody else looks at something? Not just through your glasses. Isn't it interesting what they got to say? Isn't it interesting to hear their voice? Think about that experience, and you haven't even put your skates on.
moving. But I know on my pants it won't stay. I may have broken it. This thing broke, I think.
Oh, I forgot! I feel like it came up from like your stomach or something. That's not a healthy sound. Do you go to physio? Have you told them about this wonderful sound that comes from your body? Oh, okay. I would maybe bring it up just so they can see what's up with your hips, because there might be something wrong with your hips. Hips are a complicated thing. That's a major area for problems. I'll let hips. We'll talk about hips today.
Oh! Oh, I did not. Yeah, that one's just gonna, so the one on below, that one's just